atoms, of course, are the building block of all things. So when we're talking about atoms, there's actually smaller parts in atoms that make atoms atoms. And that's usually the biggest question I get from campers is saying, well, if atoms are made up of smaller parts, how can you say atoms are the smallest part of all things? Because atoms are a complete thing. You can have pieces of an atom, but that's not a complete thing. It doesn't make a thing. When they come together and tie everything together, then it becomes an atom, that becomes a thing. So you can go all the way down to the atom and you can have gold. You can go all the way down to the atom and have oxygen. You can go all the way down to the atom and you can have iron. So once you break that iron atom or that gold atom, it's no longer gold, it's no longer iron. So that's why we can say atoms are the smallest part of all things. So what makes up an atom? Well, this does. Now, of course, this doesn't make up an atom. This is a model. Can everybody model? So when we model, we're saying we can't show you the atoms because they're so insignificantly small, but very important to the world, that you can't see them. So we're going to show you a model. One part of the atom is in the middle. Now the center of the atom we call the nucleus. Everyone say nucleus. So the nucleus is just the center. So I point to the center of my hand to show the center. So you can have a nucleus of a cloud, which are all the dust particles that make up the center of the parts of the cloud. We also have a nucleus of a cell, which is the center of the cell. So nucleus just means center. In the center, or nucleus of our atom, we have what's called a proton. Everyone say proton.
Proton.
Now, when we blow this balloon up, we take it and we say proton starts with the letter
P.
P. So we write a P on here for proton, P for proton, and proton, luckily for us, has a positive charge. Everyone say positive.
Positive.
We make a positive with our arms and we say positive charge. Now these charges are really important to our atom because it keeps everything together. So they are stuck together with these forces, and these are atomic forces, which are incredibly strong. So here we have a proton that's a positive, and then also inside the nucleus. Now, normally I would hand this off to a camper. They would stand up and hold on to this. They would be the proton, right? Then we have another part of our atom, which is the center, in the center, or the nucleus. It starts with an N. Everyone say neutron.
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 Now, Jimmy Neutron is a famous cartoon character named after this part of the atom. So he didn't just get his name randomly. He actually is part of everything that makes up everything in the universe. So the neutron starts with N, and we write the end on here, and N also starts neutral or no. No charge. So the neutron has no charge at all, but it is bonded through an atomic bond in the center of the atom in our nucleus. So I hand off a neutron to a camper and a proton. Now I have two campers standing up here holding on to the neutron. Now we have the smallest part of our atom that goes around the outside. This is called an electron. Everyone say electron!
Electron.
Now electrons are negatively charged. Negatively charged, right? Everyone say negative!
Negative.
Everyone say positive!
Positive.
Everyone say opposites!
Opposites.
Attract!
Attract.
The same?
The same.
Repel.
Repel.
Very good. So we have a positive proton and a negative electron, and that is why they stay together, because they have these forces like magnets that keep them together. Now the electron is way smaller than the other parts. So here, we don't blow up the balloon all the way. We show that it's tiny because we're modeling the electron. So here, we draw an E, and what charge is it?
Plus.
Negative. So there we go.
Oh,
so we have a
sorry.
negative. So we have electrons that are negative. We have protons that are positive, neutrons that are neutral. Now the electron goes here. We hand this electron to a camper, and we say, go! The electron will run all the way around. I'll run all the way around. Why not? Woohoo! The whole entire camp, keeping the neutron in this middle. So the electron will keep running and running and running while you explain how electrons, protons, and neutrons make up the atom. Keep the electron running, because it's really funny. And if the electron gets tired or slows down, you say, electron, keep running, because the electrons never slow down. Now, electrons now aren't considered to just run around in a circle in a shell outside the atom. They're actually said to go pretty much anywhere and everywhere. So electrons are in what we call a probability cloud. It's probably there, but it's probably there, it's probably there, it's a probability, right? So it's probably all over the place. We can't tell you where the electron is, and we know it doesn't just run in a complete circle, it goes all over. So now electrons, the new theory of atomic theory is electrons are in a probability cloud, not just in a spinning circle around our atom. So there we go. So everyone say proton.
Proton.
Positive.
Positive.
And as I do that, I take the balloon away from the camera and say thank you very much, have a seat. Everyone say neutrons.
Neutron.
Are no charge.
No charge.
Everyone say no charge. And then everyone say electrons.
Electrons.
are negative.
Negative.
Everyone say positive.
Positive.
Negative.
Negative.
Opposite.
Opposite.
Attract.
Attract.
The same.
Same.
Repel.
Repel.
Very good. And we're going to get into more of how things repel and attract all throughout this camp.